This is Eli and Samuel, the last judges of Israel, Part 1. A man named Elkanah had 2 wives, Hannah and Peninnah. Hannah could not have children. One day Hannah went to pray and told the Lord that if he gives her a son, he will be his for his entire life, and his hair will never be cut as evidence. Eli, whose sons were the priests at the time, saw Hannah and told her to throw away her wine, since he thought she was drinking. Hannah said she wasn't drinking. Rather, she was pouring her heart out to the Lord in anguish. So Eli told her to go in peace. She thanked him and went back to eating. She felt much better. Later, Hannah gave birth to Samuel. 1 Samuel 1:21. The next year, Elkanah and his family went on their annual trip to offer a sacrifice to the Lord and to keep his vow. Hannah didn't go, since she wanted to wait until Samuel was weaned to leave him at the tabernacle. When Samuel was weaned, that's what she did. Eli's sons did not respect the Lord nor his offerings. Meanwhile, Samuel, who was much younger, served the Lord and even wore the garment of a priest. The Lord blessed Hannah, and she had 5 more children. When Eli was old, he learned of his son's sin and told them to stop, but they didn't listen, for the Lord was already planning their death. One day, a man of God told Eli that his sons won't reach old age and will stop serving as his priests. One night, by the time Eli was blind, the Lord called Samuel, but he thought it was Eli, since he never got a message from the Lord before. By the 3rd time, Eli realized what was happening and told Samuel to say, "Speak, Lord, your servant is listening," next time he hears someone call him. So he did, and the Lord said that he is going to go through with what he said to Eli. 1 Samuel 3:13. I have warned him that judgment is coming upon his family forever, because his sons are blaspheming God, and he hasn't disciplined them. The next morning, Samuel told Eli everything. So Eli said to let God do what he thinks is best. 19. As Samuel grew up, the Lord was with him, and everything Samuel said proved to be reliable. 20. And all Israel, from Dan in the north to Beersheba in the south, knew that Samuel was confirmed as a prophet of the Lord. Around the time Israel and the Philistines were at war. After Israel lost a battle, they asked, 1 Samuel 4:3, "Why did the Lord allow us to be defeated by the Philistines?" Then they said, "Let's bring the ark of the covenant of the Lord from Shiloh. If we carry it into battle with us, it will save us from our enemies." So they did, and Eli's sons, Hophni and Phinehas, were there. When Israel saw the ark of the covenant of the Lord, they were so happy their joy shook the ground. Philistine noticed, and when they learned why, they panicked. So they fought desperately and defeated 30,000 Israelites in battle. They got the ark of God, and Eli's sons were killed. A messenger told the town the news, and a cry sounded throughout the town. Eli, who was 98 and overweight, was on the side of the road, and asked what the noise was about. The messenger told Eli, and he fell back in his chair and broke his neck. Eli judged Israel for 40 years. The ark of the Lord was put beside an idol, but when the people went to see it the next day, the idol fell on his face. The second time, his hands and head broke off. So no one who enters Dagon's temple goes into the threshold. Then the Lord struck Ashdod, where the temple was, along with nearby towns, with a plague of tumors. Ashdod decided to move the ark of the Lord to Gath, but then they were struck. So Gath moved the ark of God to Ekron, but when they saw it coming, they begged their rulers to send it back to Israel. 7 months later, the Philistine leaders asked their priests how to get rid of the ark of God. 1 Samuel 6:3. Send the ark of the God of Israel back with a gift. Send a guilt offering so the plague will stop. Then, if you are healed, you will know it was his hand that caused the plague. 6. Don't be stubborn and rebellious as Pharaoh and the Egyptians were. By the time God was finished with them, they were eager to let Israel go. They put the ark of God in Beth Shemesh. Then the Lord killed 70 people from there, since they looked inside. So they sent Kiriath Jearim, saying they returned the ark of the Lord and to come get it. So they took the ark of God to Abinadab and put Eleazar his son in charge of it. The ark of God stayed there for 20 years. Meanwhile, Israel mourned because it seemed God abandoned them. 1 Samuel 7:3. Then Samuel said to all the people of Israel, If you want to return to the Lord with all your hearts, get rid of your foreign gods and your images of Ashtoreth. Turn your hearts to the Lord and obey him alone. Then he will rescue you from the Philistines. So they did. Then Samuel gathered Israel together and prayed over them. This is when Samuel became Israel's judge.